All right, welcome into this weekly occurrence now. You guys seem to like this reading. I'm going to do a little ancestor message for you right now, tapping into ancestor energy. Let's see where we go. Next week, I will be doing a moon class, all things moon. We will talk about North Node in that class because North Node is the lunar nodes of the moon. But we're going to talk about eclipses, which we're in the middle of right now. We're going to talk about rituals for manifesting and releasing new moon and full moon, respectively. We're going to talk about all kinds of things like that and really study what the moon is trying to say to us right now. So if you want to jump on, there's a link below. All right, let's see where we go. Tomorrow I'm doing my Pathfinders live at noon, so you can jump on and ask me any questions. If you want to be part of Pathfinders, there's a link below. All right, let's see where we go. Ancestor message, what wants to come through? What wants to come through? Deep breath, everybody, deep breath. How can this be a wonderful win-win-win? Interesting. Memento mori, there may not be a someday. Soul giraffe, get the big picture. All right, so I feel like for a long time, I've been talking about this a little bit. Jupiter and Mars and Venus all moving into Aries. I feel like we've been plugged into this Piscean energy for quite a while now, where people are feeling a little bit unsure. We're connected to this dreamy kind of cloudy, mystical energy. And as we move more into Aries, as more planets move into Aries, we are going to be inspired. And I feel like today's ancestor message does have a little bit of Aquarian energy about, seeing the big picture and then doing something about it. There may not be a someday. So it's time for us to use this Mars energy, this Mars, Venus, and Jupiter energy in Aries to take action. All right, it's really time for us to do that. It's going to start May 11th with Mars moving into Aries, Jupiter moving into Aries. Sorry, then Mars and Venus follow later in the month, and that's really inspirational. And I think the foundation of it here has to ancestor message is also about how can this be a win-win-win. So we're no longer doing things from the place of I win, that means you have to lose. It's like how can we create something where we all win? Whoever wants to take part in this, whoever wants to be in a higher vibration, come on along, because we can all win together. But if we're divided, if we're wanting other people to lose, that's really low vibe energy. So that it's not sustainable. I mean, it's been sustainable for, a lot of years so far, but not really. When you look at it more closely, you see misery. It's not really sustainable. It's like, how about let's not stay in that misery, okay? So let's see where we go here. All right, what's going on here? I'm going to do a different spread. Let's see. All right, underneath is the Page of Swords. The message is one of love, okay? And that feels really good to me. It's sort of like seeing other people's humanity. Yes, that's right. Ace of Swords, Three of Cups. Let's move it down so you can see it. Ace of Swords anchored by the Three of Cups. So this is a collaborative, community-oriented kind of truth, all right? And it's very important to see each other's humanity. All right, woo! Ace of Pentacles, anchored by the Eight of Pentacles. A new day requires some effort here. Requires us to work together. Wow. Five of Swords, anchored by the Knight of Cups. Be mindful, be watchful of Trojan horses. We'll get into that a little bit. And Strength, there's the Leo energy, anchored by the Seven of Pentacles. So far, only Leo is showing up here. I could make the case for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio with the Knight of Cups. But let's see here. I love that the strength card shows up after the Five of Swords, because this is about the power of overcoming. This is the card that overcomes the devil energy. So the Five of Swords is like, whatever, like, bring it, okay? Because it's not tremendously. It's just subterfuge. It's lies. It's manipulations. It's trying to get other people to see a reality that doesn't exist. And what I mean by that is trying to, in a 3D way, say that people have no power, but that's not really true. People have power. I feel like what's going on in the world right now might be that there's a few people who are trying to make a lot of people believe they have no power. Yep, that's what's going on. So what's happening here, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, is we are stronger together, but we also reject this kind of, every man for himself, the toxic productivity of the 20th century, this idea that, I get mine and I don't care what happens to other people. That is, as we're working on and moving into the frequency of recognizing how we're all so interrelated, that idea has to go away. It really does, because it's not sustainable. It's unsustainable. We are all connected. We're all connected. And so we're seeing the truth, the beginning of the new day is for us to recognize our own individual power, but then our power as a collective, to strike down manipulators and strike down disinformation and strike down all those things that are causing us to feel powerless. There is a celebration here. This Three of Cups is bringing together a strong, inspired, not dominating, that's not the right word. A strong and inspiring group of people, a strong and inspiring set of ideas, something like that you might have put some time and effort to already. This Eight of Pentacles makes me feel like that. And I do feel like and now I'm going to go a little personal here, ancestor message is, listen, you are strong and powerful, and other people will want that. That's the law of attraction. When you're in this powerful energy here, when you're in this Leo, this strength, this creative, dynamic, that's the word I'm looking for, dynamic, not dominating, dynamic energy, it attracts people. Knight of Cups. And what's your intention with it? If you are somebody who has always been a really good at attracting people, really good at being a leader, really good at all of those kinds of things, I feel like more of that is coming. And some of you who have been offered opportunities for leadership or opportunities for stepping into your power and have shied away from them in the past, I feel like now there's going to be a reason where you're like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm done with being in this place of letting someone come in and victimize me or anything like that. I'm not a victim. I'm powerful. Like, there's just, whether it's like finally seeing a narcissist before they get into your life, woohoo! Like, that's big learning. All right. That's big learning. Some of you are really doing the shadow work and really seeing the parts of yourself that you have been ashamed of or embarrassed by, and really realizing the hidden gift in those, right? The hidden gift. So I'll just give you a little example. If you were raised in a household when that was played the game, well, if you don't know, I'm certainly not going to tell you. I don't know if you've ever read that book about games people play, and the game of, well, if you don't know, I'm certainly not going to tell you, forces other people to guess. And empaths really get trained well in those, and a lot of us are brought up in those homes where you didn't know about a red flag or a boundary until you tripped over it. That's kind of a gift. Think about it. Now you're extra sensitive to what's going on in the room. You can read the room. You can read people. And if you can stay away from the feeling of other people have power and I just trip over their boundaries, no. That's not that. Flip it around. I said this tomorrow for the morning message. Flip the script. You're the one with power because you can feel and you can see and you are someone who is in a higher vibration. You're walking a spiritual path. You're doing good work for yourself. You're doing healing work for yourself. Some of you wanted to do healing work for other people. You want to hold space for other people to be aware and take action. Right? You can't heal anybody. I can't heal anybody. We're just pointing shit out. Whether people decide to take that action or, align themselves with something that you feel is powerful and you feel is meaningful, well, it's up to them. But it doesn't stop us from doing it. It doesn't stop us from holding this torch. And those who see it and those who want that for themselves, do it. And those who don't. None of your business, right? Like, let people do what they're going to do. I'm going to clarify this Five of Swords. I feel like that's somebody trying to trip you up. All right. Page of Cups, High Priestess. Yep. 10 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. It would not be a good idea to, if you feel that someone is trying to trip you up, you are correct. 10 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. If you feel like someone is manipulative, if you feel like, really employ those gifts you have for understanding what other people are trying to do, and don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't give them the place to really stand in power in that way. Just be like, oh, I see you. There's never more powerful a moment than when, I'm going to use narcissism as an example because I have so many stories about it. When you finally get their number, that's power. And I will never forget sitting at a lunch one time with a friend of mine and her husband, who I definitely was wondering why she was so enthralled to this person. And during the lunch, I was like, oh, that's one of the first people I recognized as having narcissistic tendencies. And I was like, oh, and I kind of leaned in and I was like, I see you. Right. And it was symbolically. Okay. And my conversation shifted and he knew it right away. He was like, oh, she knows. Like, she knows. She's got my number. And his reaction was, right? His reaction was, trying to fight it and trying to break up my friendship with his wife and all of these kinds of things because he knew that I knew. Wow. That's so funny. I got something in my eye right when I said that. It's like, there's something symbolic about that for sure. So the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles makes me feel like if you don't abide by your inner knowing around these people and are too apologetic, are too lighthearted, are too much of a target, right? Then they're going to eat you for lunch. 10 of Swords and 5 of Pentacles. Your job is to, I see you. And stand in your own power. That's your job. Okay? 3 of Cups is anchoring this Ace of Swords. There's more connections to come. When you shift into this alignment of your power, you will find your tribe. Okay? You will find your tribe and you will be celebrated for that. You might even find love. Because all this time, if you've been in this other energy of I don't know, victimhood or some kind of low vibration about believing that other people have the right to draw reality for you instead of you drawing reality for yourself. Now you're starting to recognize, oh, I can see it. I can see right through. This is what I was talking about with the Great Awakening. You guys are going to be able to see right through people, right through intentions. You may have been doing this for years already. Have you believed yourself or not? That's kind of open for debate, but you're going to get more of this power, more of the ability to be like, this is utter hate. This is nonsense. This is persecution. This is, and not from a victim mentality, from a very high level kind of knowingness, like no emotion to it. Just just a like a, hey, that's what that is. And then those people are like, oh wow, she can see us. And they scurry away usually because they're not doing something that is meant for love or for higher purpose or anything like that. It's purely about manipulation. Okay? So that's what's being offered to you, is really stepping into your empath power. Some of you may have been like felt victimized in the past because you were somebody who was wide open, right? You might have not had any kind of boundaries and things like that. That's where you're working. That is the place to work. Because only through having good boundaries can this gift you've been given flourish. That's it. You know, you've got to put a little boundary around this garden so that, you know, the squirrels and chipmunks and foxes and bears and stuff don't get in there and tramp all over it and eat up all your vegetables. Got to protect it. Protect it. Put a bubble of love around your gifts, because there are plenty of people who are either through jealousy or whatever trying to dull your light. What's being asked of you right now is to overcome that strength. So I'm going to do one more clarification of this Knight of Cups. I think you might feel like this person is a friend, but you're seeing the big picture now. Seven of Wands, Page of Wands, Tower, World, Queen of Wands. Okay, so you're starting to put up boundaries, this Seven of Wands, this Page of Wands, and what happens is this breaks apart. So let's get down to the personal level, because I've been doing this from kind of a big perspective, but from a personal level, there's somebody who is in your life who is really trying to crush your gifts, or trying to invalidate them, or trying to make you feel like they're not gifts, trying to make you feel like they are negative, hurtful, scary. And you need to keep the awareness of, listen, I'm in high vibration, my intentions are positive, and I'm also protecting myself. Ground, protect, connect. All right, ground and protect first. Ground yourself, protect yourself, then you can connect. But if you don't do those other two first, then any kind of connection you have will be riddled with this type of manipulation. Ground, protect, connect. Okay? The Tower here says to me that this shifts you into a new portal. Okay? You might have some kind of idea very innocently here, but without boundaries and without protection, you know, that person could really run roughshod over you. Happily, this is shifting you into a place of power, and you're able to recognize the importance of grounding and protection. And that's what you need to do. So whether we're talking big picture here, I do feel like being in alignment with your truth and doing those things are really giving you a sense of strength, a sense of agency, sovereignty. All right, that's what you're creating for yourself, and we need that. We need you to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna look at Aries, Leo, and Sag, because I see Queen of Wands and the Leo card here, and I'm gonna look at Cancer. Messages for those signs: Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. If you are Aries, Leo, Sag, or Cancerian, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, going to get a couple cards for you in the extended. I'm going to keep going. Ancestor message here. Link is below if you want to come along. See you there.